Here's the truth, guys. There is no macro calculator. There is no calorie calculator. When you message me and you say, how much should I be eating to know where my maintenance is so that I can get in a deficit and lose fat? That's not a thing. There's no height, weight, age, oh, you should be eating this amount. Maybe that number, it pops out for you on the database or on the internet. It might work for some people, but it's not gonna work for everyone. The way they got that number is by doing an experiment with like 30 individuals, took all their like maintenance calories after tracking all the data, and then they drew the number right in the middle. And that's where that formula comes out based off of everything. Some of those kids in that experiment were on the high end. Their maintenance calories were 3,000. Some of those people could have been on the low end, like 1,500. That doesn't mean that you're gonna be right there, smack dab in the middle. You can be on the high end, you can be on the low end. So if you go in the middle, you can be completely off track. You won't even be in a deficit. You won't make progress at all. So today, I'm gonna teach you guys how to find your own maintenance calories so that you can go into a proper deficit and lose fat, or you go into a proper surplus and gain muscle mass. Let's go. All right, guys, caloric balance, same thing as your maintenance calories. This is going to be how many calories you need to eat in order to not gain weight and in order to not lose weight. So this isn't just gonna be your resting metabolic rate. This isn't just you existing and doing nothing. This is based off of pretty much like your activity, your steps, how much you're working out. Someone who's running 30 miles every day, they're gonna have a lot higher maintenance calories than someone who is sedentary, or someone who's like in a coma, or someone who doesn't walk or doesn't work out. And then they're also gonna have a different maintenance calories as someone who's lifting weights just like 3-4 times a week, maybe one run per week. But also the things that are gonna change what your maintenance calories are basically how much you weigh, how tall you are, your genetic metabolism, how hard your workouts are, how many calories you're burning during your workouts, your muscle mass. There's a lot of variables that go into it. And so from every individual, even if you have two twins, like they may have everything identical, but one of them is running a bunch and one of them is not running. The one who's running a bunch is gonna have a lot higher maintenance calories than the one who's not running because he's burning more calories. So in order to not lose weight, that twin is going to have to eat more calories. So you need to find your maintenance calories and your caloric balance in order to determine where you need to be in a calorie deficit if you want to lose weight. You don't want to be in a massive calorie deficit, because if you're in a massive calorie deficit, you're going to lose weight way too quick. You're going to crash out your metabolism. You are going to lose muscle mass. You're going to lose strength. And we don't want to do that. We just want to lose a little bit of fat slowly. And we don't want the diet to be unsustainable. You don't want to crash diet down where it's extremely miserable. So you want to be in a small calorie deficit, like 200, 300 calories maybe. If you're really overweight, you can be closer to like 400, 500, 600, depending on how overweight you are. But if you're just trying to lose like 10 pounds of fat, you just want to do it slowly, like 200, 300 calorie deficit. But in order to find that deficit, you got to find the maintenance calories. This is how you're going to do that. So step one, you are going to track all of your calories that you eat daily. And you are going to do this for 14 days. You are also going to track your body weight. You're going to do this for 14 days. Morning, fasted, after restroom. Before you eat or drink anything, checking your body weight in the morning. After you use the restroom, just like take a pee. You don't have to do both of them. That way you're holding all the variables constant. You're going to track your body weight every single day, 14 days in a row. Then you're going to track everything that you're eating, drinking, condiments, track all of your calories every single day. You don't even have to like specifically do anything. You can set a goal for yourself, but you don't need to. Basically, you want to find out how much you're eating every single day, and you're going to look at the 7-day averages. So we're going to take these and compare these. So let's just say tracking your body weight. First thing, you wake up in the morning, go to the restroom, don't eat or drink anything yet, hop right on the scale, log that. Then you're going to have your data for all 14 days, and boom, you're going to have 7-day average. Take the first 7 days and then the second 7 days. We're going to compare those. First 7, second 7. All right, so let's just say a couple of the days you had like 2,000 calories, then 2,300, then 1,900, then like 2,500, then like 1,700. Let's just say your average calories came out to 2,000 that first 7-day period. 2,000 calories. And let's just say your body weight, you were like 170, 171, 169, whatever. Let's just say that your body weight came out to 170.1. Boom. And then the next 7 days, let's say your average calories came out to 2,000 also. All right, let's just say your body weight came out to being like about the same, like 170. Let's just say 170 again. Boom, 170 again. All right, so you're eating 2,000 calories on average. So you basically stayed the same weight from week to week, and your average calories were 2,000, but you went down 0.1 pounds. So that means technically, by the math and by the numbers, that you're in a very, very small deficit. You lost 0.1 pounds in that week. That is not a lot. I would definitely say you want to try to lose a little bit more per week. It's not the end of the world, but basically that's going to let us know you're the same weight, basically the same weight, and you've been eating 2,000 calories is your maintenance calories at your activity you're doing, your training you're doing, the types of foods that you're eating, and just like you in general, you are at a maintenance calories at 2,000 calories. Boom and boom. That is your maintenance calories because your weights are basically the same. So what we do from here is we're either going to decrease your calories or increase your activity, which normally I would just increase by step count. So let's just say your average step count was like, let's just say it was like 6,600. 6,600 steps per day. You're eating 2,000 calories a day. First things first, we would bump up the steps. We would bump that up 10,500. 4,100 more steps. That's gonna be a decent amount of calories. That could be like probably like 100 to 200 extra calories burned per day by walking 4,100. That's about like 40 minutes more of walking per day. So boom, that's gonna put you right there. Maybe 100 to 200 more calories burned. And then I would say if we needed to, if we wanted to just a little bit, maybe decrease the calories a little bit. Put you at like 1,900 calories. Boom. So let's just go, boom, you're burning 200 more calories by walking that 4,100 extra steps. Or no, let's go a little bit smaller. Let's just go 150. Burning a little bit more, 150 calories more that you're burning. And then you're also eating 100 calories less, 250. We're now going to be in a deficit of 250 calories. You guys see how that works? We're in a maintenance at 2,000 calories, stayed the same way. We're eating 2,000 calories over a period of time. We bumped up the activity. So now we're burning more calories. And then boom, we drop the calories just down a little bit of what we're consuming. So then now we are in a deficit. It kind of offsets each other. We're at 2,000 calories here, eating 2,000 calories. And the only reason I'm putting burn here, you don't need to be tracking how much you're burning or like looking at your watch like, oh, this workout I burned 500 calories instead of 200 calories. Don't even worry about that. The only reason I'm putting burn right here is because we found that your maintenance, you're 170 and you're also basically still 170 and you're eating 2,000 calories per day. So it means your maintenance calories, you're eating 2,000 and you're burning 2,000. You haven't gained or lost any weight. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna increase the activity so you're burning a little bit more, 150 more, just with like 4,100 extra steps. So add steps and then you'll be burning a little bit more. So boom, we'll get you up here, 2,150. Boom, we're gonna go ahead and knock off like 100 calories, maybe like take some carbs and fats off. And then boom, we will be down to 1,900. And now instead of being equal, no gain, no fat loss here at the 2,000, now we are here, 1,900. That's 250 calories of a deficit right there, 250 calories deficit. You're gonna do that math out. Technically by number, by theory, 250 calories times 7 days a week, almost 2,000. Yeah, 1,750 calories per week that you'll be in a deficit by. 1 pound equals 3,500 calories. So you will be at 0.5 pounds lost per week if you put yourself into that deficit right there. So boom, 16 weeks equals 8 pounds fat lost. And that is how you do it. That's all you got to do. You don't have to do anything crazy. All you have to do is you have to find your real numbers, your actual maintenance calories, and you'll be able to put yourself into that correct calorie deficit by increasing your steps and by decreasing your calories. It goes vice versa the other way. If you want to gain weight, if you wanted to put on muscle, you would go the other way. I wouldn't necessarily say you have to decrease your activity a ton. Like if you're already hitting like 10,000 steps and just naturally, I wouldn't like avoid walking, but you can definitely just increase your calories more and kind of get that offset going the other way. Same thing though with fat loss. You don't want to be in like a 700 calorie deficit per day, just in between like 200 and 300 is fine. Same thing with trying to build muscle. You don't want to be in a 2,000 calorie surplus every single day. If you're in a 2,000 calorie surplus every day, your metabolism is definitely not going to be able to catch up. You can't build muscle that fast, so you're going to put on a lot of fat, which not everyone is wanting to put on a lot of fat. I don't think anyone's really trying to put on a ton of fat. Make sure you find your maintenance calories on your own and not using some sort of macro calorie calculator online based off of like the average of 30 different humans. You know what I mean? You're an individual, you have your own metabolism, and your metabolism is always changing. As you gain and lose weight, as you're more active and less active, more muscle mass, less muscle mass, whatever it may be, you will see your maintenance calories fluctuate, and just like the activity, the type of training that you're doing. So it's always good to always be tracking body weight every single day, always tracking your body weight. I'll show you. You want to track your body weight every single day, always track your calories. That way you can always take the 7 days, compare it to a different 7 days, and know where your maintenance calories are at in that point in time. You know what I mean? You don't just do it one time. So I'm tracking my body weight. Some of the days I'm missing, but I'm tracking it every single day. And then you can just take the 7 day, and like right here, you can see I would take my 7 day averages. Sometimes I'll be in a surplus, sometimes I'll be in a deficit, sometimes I'll be in a maintenance, but over time you just want to always have that data so you can always pull and know. And that's how you can literally keep your physique like dialed in to a T 365 days a year, no matter what you're doing. If you're running, you're lifting, no matter what your diet looks like one day, you can always adjust your eating, adjust your activity to one another. You know what I mean? So let's do it. Hope you guys got some value out of this video. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments down below. Until next time, appreciate you guys. Love you guys.